a martyr is somebody who suffers persecution and death for advocating, renouncing, refusing to renounce, and/or refusing to advocate a belief or cause, usually a religious one. Most martyrs are considered holy or are respected by their followers, becoming a symbol of good leadership and heroism. Meaning: in its original meaning, the word martyr, meaning witness, was used in the secular sphere as well as in the New Testament of the Bible. The process of bearing witness was not intended to lead to the death of the witness, although it is known from ancient writers and from the New Testament that witnesses often died for their testimonies. During the early Christian centuries, the term acquired the extended meaning of a believer who is called to witness for their religious belief, and on account of this witness, endures suffering and/or death. The term, in this later sense, entered the English language as a loan word. The death of a martyr or the value attributed to it is called martyrdom. The early Christians who first began to use the term martyr in its new sense saw Jesus as the first and greatest martyr, on account of his crucifixion. The early Christians appear to have seen Jesus as the archetypal martyr. The word martyr is used in English to describe a wide variety of people. However, the following table presents a general outline of common features present in stereotypical martyrdoms. Christianity. In Christianity, a martyr, in accordance with the meaning of the original Greek martyrs in the New Testament, is one who brings a testimony, usually written or verbal. In particular, the testimony is that of the Christian gospel, or more generally, the Word of God. A Christian witness is a biblical witness whether or not death follows. However, over time many Christian testimonies were rejected, and the witnesses put to death, and the word martyr developed its present sense. Where death ensues, the witnesses follow the example of Jesus in offering up their lives for truth. The concept of Jesus as a martyr has recently received greater attention. Analyses of the Gospel Passion narratives have led many scholars to conclude that they are martyrdom accounts in terms of genre and style. Several scholars have also concluded that Paul the Apostle understood Jesus' death as a martyrdom. In light of such conclusions, some have argued that the Christians of the first few centuries would have interpreted the crucifixion of Jesus as a martyrdom. In the context of church history, from the time of the persecution of early Christians in the Roman Empire, it developed that a martyr was one who was killed for maintaining a religious belief, knowing that this will almost certainly result in imminent death. This definition of martyr is not specifically restricted to the Christian faith. The first Christian witness to be killed for his testimony was Saint Stephen, and those who suffer martyrdom are said to have been crowned. From the time of Constantine, Christianity became the religion of the realm and there was less and less persecution. As some wondered how then they could most closely follow Christ, there was a development of desert spirituality, desert monks, self-mortification, ascetics following Christ by separation from the world. This was a kind of white martyrdom, dying to oneself every day, as opposed to a red martyrdom, the giving of one's life in a violent death. In Christianity, death in sectarian persecution can be viewed as martyrdom. For example, there were martyrs recognized on both sides of the schism between the Roman Catholic Church and the Church of England, with 280 Christians martyred for their faith by public burning between 1553 and 1558 by the Roman Catholic Queen Mary I in England, leading to the split with Rome in 1559, and then 300 Roman Catholics martyred by the church authorities in England over the following 150 years in the 16th and 17th centuries. Even more modern-day accounts of martyrdom for Christ exist, depicted in books such as Jesus Freaks, though the numbers are disputed. There are claims that the numbers of Christians killed for their faith annually are greatly exaggerated. Islam. In Arabic, a martyr is termed shaheed, ou. Shaheed appears in the Quran in a variety of contexts, including witnessing to righteousness, witnessing a financial transaction and being killed, even in an accident as long as it doesn't happen with the intention to commit a sin, when they are believed to remain alive, making them witnesses over worldly events without taking part in them anymore. The word also appears with these various meanings in the Hadith, the sayings of Muhammad. The Greek origin of the word also means witness. Judaism. Martyrdom in Judaism is one of the main examples of Kiddush Hashem, meaning sanctification of God's name through public dedication to Jewish practice. religious martyrdom is considered one of the more significant contributions of Hellenistic Judaism to Western civilization. 1 Maccabees and 2 Maccabees recount numerous martyrdoms suffered by Jews resisting Hellenizing by their Seleucid overlords, being executed for such crimes as observing the Sabbath, circumcising their boys, or refusing to eat pork or meat sacrificed to foreign gods. According to W. H. C. Friend, Judaism was itself a religion of martyrdom, and it was this Jewish psychology of martyrdom that inspired Christian martyrdom. Hinduism, despite the promotion of ahimsa within Sanatana Dharma, there is also the concept of righteous duty, where violence is used as a last resort to resolution after all other means have failed. Examples of this are found in the Mahabharata. Upon completion of their exile, the Pandavas were refused the return of their portion of the kingdom by their cousin Duryodhana, and following which all means of peace talks by Krishna, Vidura and Sanjaya failed. During the Great War which commenced, even Arjuna was brought down with doubts, for example, attachment, sorrow, fear. This is where Krishna instructs Arjuna how to carry out his duty as a righteous warrior and fight. Bahama Faith. In the Bahama Faith, martyrs are those who sacrifice their lives serving humanity in the name of God. However, Baha'u'llah H., the founder of the Bahama Faith, discouraged the literal meaning of sacrificing one's life. Instead, he explained that martyrdom is devoting oneself to service to humanity. Sikhism. Martyrdom is a fundamental concept in Sikhism and represents an important institution of the faith. The Sikh gurus and the Sikhs that followed them are some of the greatest examples of martyrs who fought against Mughal tyranny and oppression, upholding the fundamentals of Sikhism, where their lives were taken during non-violent protesting or in battles. Sikhism believes in Ibadat se Shahadat. Some famous Sikh martyrs include Guru Arjan, the fifth leader of Sikhism. Guru Teg Bahadur, the ninth Guru of Sikhism, martyred on November 11, 1675. He is also known as Hind di Chadar, suggesting that to save Hinduism, the Guru gave his life. Baidala is one of the Sikhs who was martyred at Chandni Chowk at Delhi in November 1675 due to his refusal to accept Islam. Bhai Mati Das is one of the greatest martyrs in Sikh history, martyred at Chandni Chowk at Delhi in November 1675 to save Hindu Brahmins. Bhai Sati Das is one of the greatest martyrs in Sikh history, martyred along with Guru Teg Bahadur at Chandni Chowk at Delhi in November 1675 to save Kashmiri Pandits. Sahibzada Ajit Singh, Sahibzada Jujhar Singh, Sahibzada Zorawar Singh and Sahibzada Fateh Singh, the four sons of Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th Sikh Guru. Chinese culture. Martyrdom was extensively promoted by the Tongyi and the Kuomintang party in modern China, revolutionaries who died fighting against the Qing dynasty in the Xinhai Revolution and throughout the Republic of China period, furthering the cause of the revolution, were recognized as martyrs. The cult of the revolutionary martyr was also strongly developed in Vietnam and North Korea. Some noted martyrs, c. 34 CE Euro Saint Stephen, considered to be the first Christian martyr, c. 2nd century CE Euro 10 Martyrs of Judaism, c. 680 Euro Husayn ibn Ali, grandson of Muhammad, 1431 Euro Joan of Arc, 1606 Euro Guru Arjan Dev, the fifth leader of Sikhism, 1941 Euro Maximilian Kolbe, OFM, a Roman Catholic priest, who was martyred in the Nazi concentration camp at Auschwitz, August 1941, 1968 Euro Martin Luther King, Jr., assassinated in 1968 due to his leadership in the civil rights movement. Political martyrs. A political martyr is someone who suffers persecution and/or death for advocating, renouncing, refusing to renounce, and/or refusing to advocate a political belief or cause, usually during times of recently installed dictatorship. The Manchester martyrs were 3 Irishmen executed after being condemned for association with the killing of a policeman in Manchester, England in 1867. The day after the executions, Frederick Engels wrote to Karl Marx, "Yesterday morning the Tories, by the hand of Mr. Calcraft, accomplished the final act of separation between England and Ireland. The only thing that the Fenians still lacked were martyrs." To my knowledge, the only time that anybody has been executed for a similar matter in a civilized country was the case of John Brown at Harper's Ferry. The Fenians could not have wished for a better precedent. The Tolpuddle martyrs were a group of 19th-century agricultural labourers in Dorset, England, who were arrested for and convicted of swearing a secret oath as members of the Friendly Society of Agricultural Labourers. The rules of the society showed it was clearly structured as a friendly society, that is, a mutual association for the purposes of insurance, pensions, savings or cooperative banking. And it operated as a trade-specific benefit society. But at the time, friendly societies had strong elements of what are now considered to be the principal role of trade unions, and wages were at issue. The Tolpuddle martyrs were sentenced not to death but to transportation to Australia, a harsh form of exile. See also, martyr complex, martyrology, martyr's mirror, perpetua and felicity, religious persecution, religious views on suicide, references, notes. Bibliography, Martyrs, Catholic Encyclopedia, Foster, Claude A. Jr. Paul Schneider, The Buchenwald Apostle, A Christian Martyr in Nazi Germany, a sourcebook on the German church struggle. Westchester, Pennsylvania, SSI Bookstore, Westchester University. ISBN 978-1-887732-01-7. External links, Fox's Book of Martyrs, a Euro 16th century classic book, accounts of martyrdoms, martyrdom from the perspective of sociology. Encyclopedia of Politics and Religion.